I was a bit afraid that this area might be too watery, especially in the raining season for the pigeon peas. But they're thriving, even though this is the onset of the rainy season. Hopefully there won't be too much water, and we'll be able to have good crops on the pigeon peas. The pigeon peas were grown using the broadcast method. I just spray them all over the ground, and these are the results. More pigeon peas. We'll need to weed soon, but this is kind of like agroforestry. I'm practicing agroforestry in this area. So basically we just chop and drop a lot of these weeds, and you clean around the plantain, just weed around them, pile the weeds around the pigeon peas and the plantains. This is a pepper nursery. As you can see, some peppers here. You can see pepper we need to transplant. They're being overgrown by weeds. You can see pepper here. There's a pepper plant. This one. There are quite a few here. Pepper here. So we have a lot of pepper here. But this nursery is being overgrown with weeds. I have to get someone to come and help me do the transplanting. More pigeon peas. These are not flowering yet. I'm hoping for a fantastic harvest. This small plant is flowering already. Small one compared to, anyway, they are all the same. Kind of like at the same stage of growth. But this has been flowering. You can see the seeds. See the seeds. Once they start turning brown, then they'll be ready for harvest. But these are the early stages. I've got 4 acres of land here, cultivated mainly with plantain. We intend to have plantain as the main crop here, but we also have pigeon peas. We'll be planting pigeon peas here. We have cassava, and this cassava will be harvested in another couple of months when the rain starts getting heavier. So we're in April right now, and in another couple of months, June, July, if not, this cassava will start getting rotten in the soil because of too much water. There's a high water level here, so we're just managing this. We've been planting since the dry season. This is also another flowering pigeon pea. You can see the peas, the pods are turning brownish from green, so they will soon be ready for harvest. You can leave them to dry, but this will be good fodder, good feed for my pigs. This is fantastic. This is our first time of trying to grow pigeon peas, and they look as if we're doing very well. So I'm planning to have an acre of this, at least have a lot that will populate an acre of land, so we can produce on a commercial scale. Very impressive. This is quite a prolific plant. More pigeon peas, you can see. They're really doing very well here. This is the water level here is actually a lot even higher than up there. So this is like a water channel, like a river channel actually. I wonder how this will cope when the rainy season starts in earnest. Hopefully they will be a lot stronger. These are mini shrubs, as you can see. You can see the stem down there. You can see how they get massive. You see? So these are all flowering. You can see more here. This is quite a great crop. And obviously this can also act like a sort of ground cover. And just weed under it, and they just suppress weeds, or they grow above the weeds, and they also give you edible crop. I'm so glad I planted this pigeon peas over here and there and there, and a lot over on the other side over there. I will struggle to keep the weeds down for these plantains to grow or to thrive, especially when the rain comes. You have to heap around the plantains. And I can see over here that these plantains are doing well, relatively well. See them? You can see them popping their head out over there. You need to plant more and more plantain here. Some pigeon peas there as well. This is actually the river channel, and these pigeon peas are doing well. They're growing very well. Look at this one. Hopefully this will be, you can see the stem, fantastic. So hopefully the water won't affect this when the rain really starts in earnest. Look at this one too. So I think that is it for the pigeon peas. So this area is still quite bare because the water level here gets really high. It's actually waterlogged when it starts raining. So we'll try and keep the weeds down as much as we can. Make sure there are no tall trees growing. And we plan for the next dry season. Just need to keep this place cleared. And then we can clear more. You can see the jungle over there. That's part of my land. So we'll push that forest back up to that power lines, if you can see. Hopefully able to make use of my 12.5 acres of land. We're gradually pushing the forest back, and hopefully we can keep the forest down, can keep the weeds and the trees and the grass down. This is agroforestry in action in Africa. We're not just clearing everywhere, denuding the land of soil or fertility. We're growing with all the weeds and what have you. So we cut down the weeds and they provide fertility for our plants, our crops. So it's just a question of planting the right crops. You can see some pawpaw plants. These were sprayed on the ground, and usually when we eat pawpaw, we just get the seeds and we spray all over the ground. Our pigeon peas. So this is agroforestry as practiced in Nigeria, in Ogun State, Nigeria, near Lagos. All experimental work. And we'll see how well we do. Some plantain are not doing great. We'll see the proportion. It's all about numbers, percentages. So the ones that grow well, if the percentage is quite high, that will be great. Can have a lot of harvest. Here we have fruit trees. I don't even know the name of these fruit trees that we have. We have different. This is one. Anybody can identify this. This is actually the one that is quite common here. I have almost like 10 plants. You can see them over there. And this has become like a jungle. I'll need this place weeded soon. You just have to make sure we're not killing what we planted. This is one of the plants here. This one is one of the plants. I have to make sure we don't just, so maybe I will have to do this weeding first, to weed around the plant, weed around to identify the plants, and then get someone to do the weeding. This is another fruit tree. This was given to me by Miss Corinne Sholari, the daughter of the famous Thai Sholari of Mayflower, Ikene. She's been a good friend and a customer. So she gave me a lot of fruit trees, including cocoa. So I'm trying to put this to good use. So there's a plant there. There's a plantain. Well, this place is quite overgrown. I hope I'll be able to identify the plants the fruit trees that I planted here. It's not going to be easy. I have to do some detective work. This is a cocoa plant here, and there should be about 3. Now this place is overgrown, really. Oh God. I hope I'll be able to find, there should be one around here. They haven't died. This is another plant. Oh, this looks like a mango. Am I right? Is this a mango? That's a mango, actually. This is a mango. What am I saying? It's a mango. It's doing great. I'm not sure, It's a fruit tree. Let's make sure that this is not covered. It looks like a mango. I'm not quite sure. All our plantains here. This is another plant. Again, it will be difficult for a stranger to identify this, so I have to do some work myself. This is another one. You can see we dug a hole here for it. You can see it. So it's another plant. That's the way I will be able to identify them. And this one, there is another plant similar to that. There should be another one here where I put this stick down. You can see it. It's not thriving, is it? This one, you can see. Just have one leaf. Maybe we'll start. Oh, no, not. A few leaves on it. You can see some down here. So I only identified that because I put the sticks to guard around it. If not, I've been chopped off. The tropical jungle is quite strong and what's the word now? It's another fruit tree here. There's another one. You still have all these grasshoppers despite the rain. So those corn are not doing well there because of the high water level. Here is full of water. Anyway, during the ridges I said not to do ridges here, but they didn't listen. I have the benefit of experience here. You can see the corn over here, they're doing great. We have corn, we have sweet potato, we have okra, we have pigeon peas. What else do we have? We have peppers all planted in this section. This is a section that's been reached. And everything is growing well. The sweet potato acts as a good ground cover, smothering weeds. Hopefully we should have a good crop in a couple of months' time. This area has a high water level, and that's why you can see that the plantains here are not doing great. They're not doing well at all. So it's either we have to heap around the roots, or we just use them for suckers and plant elsewhere on the higher grounds. They haven't been good, they haven't been productive, because there's too much water down here. When they fruit, the bunches are quite small. Look at this. It's not worth the effort, is it? You can see how scrawny the stem is. Almost lifeless. I only have five fingers here. This is the first time that we'll see animal damage, something eating the roots of this plantain. That's an animal. It's actually eating the roots. It's very hungry. There's so many other stuff that the animal could eat, but well, decided to chomp on this plantain. There's a flowering plantain plant. So at least we can have, they're not big bunches, they're not great bunches, but at least it's something I can feed to the pigs. It's not, they're not commercial enough. Look at this one, quite scrawny. Here's another one. It's fruiting. It's flowering, sorry. That's the word. It's flowering. Look at it. I don't know how big this will be. But it's flowering. This one is almost like bananas. Quite small. But the piglets will enjoy this. We feed them to the piglets. See? Very small. It's all because too much water in this area. I have a machine that I can use to cut all the weeds here. You can't really use hand weeding, so it's better to use the machine to just trim them down. We are actually producing plantain all through the year, the dry season, which is good. So hopefully the plantains up there, you can see, and this one's up here, you can see we're getting a good crop here. This is a sizable bunch. This is actually quite big. That one is not too bad, as you can see. So the goal is to produce plantain all year round. All year round. So we have more than enough water at the farm. Like I said, the water table is quite high. So that's very good. This one is flowering as well. I've been waiting for it to flower. Let's see. You can see that has started to flower. And this is quite a big plant. I hope it doesn't fall over. We have to support it with a bamboo pole. So we've harvested quite a few bunches in this particular area because the water table is quite high here, and it does well. All the plantain and the uplands here, they've all dried out, and we cut them down, and new ones are growing, though you can't see it from here. We've got some peppers in bags here because it's close to the well over there, so we do get to wet them regularly, and they've grown all through the dry season, giving us flowering and giving us pepper. They're not flowering now, they just started flowering again. So those are the pepper, the chili pepper. So this cassava are just sticks that were thrown on the ground. Not sure whether they'll just be useful as sticks for the planting. I'm not sure whether they will give us great tubers. As you can see, some pawpaw seeds were just left over here, and you can see how they're growing. So we'll leave them to grow. Whatever grows, grow. That's the plan. We're going uphill a bit. This is at a higher level. And here you have fantastic looking pigeon pea, very bushy and already flowering. There are actually two plants down here. You can see the stem. There are two. And we'll put a lot of pig manure on the ground here. So these are doing really good. I think one plant is flowering, the other is not. And here, as you can see, eventually we're going to have our plantain. They're all growing. This is the higher area where we're growing plantain. And we have some vegetables. This is ugu, which is a very popular green vegetable. We have a customer here right now buying. You can see. So we have this in rows. You can see the rows. This needs to be weeded. So you can see the rows. So we got about a plot of land here, so you can see the ugu. We're going to fertilize also soon. You can see it goes all the way over there. It's always good to grow vegetables. This is quite a great vegetable to grow. Fantastic, very popular in Nigeria. Very powerful plant, very nutritious, very medicinal. You can consume it as a vegetable, boiled vegetable, in soup, in stews, all sorts that you can do. And this is a plot of land that's been giving me money. You're getting some good income from it. You cut and it grows again. You cut and it grows again. Keep cutting. This is the other side of the area where we planted corn, okra, sweet potato, what else? Pepper. You can see pepper here, and these are doing ready, already looking like they're flowering. This is fantastic. This area is a bit bare because there are no sweet potato. You can see sweet potato here, but you don't have that many sweet potato. That's why they're not here. You can also cut and plant more sweet potato from the existing ones. Hopefully I have people that will help me sell this corn. All my customers sell a lot of corn. We cleared about 4 plots here and we planted corn, and they seem to be doing well. You see, all over here you have corn. Our 4 plots and this corn, they're growing, they're doing well. But when it rains, I'm a bit worried about this area because there's high water table here. When it rains, this place can get flooded. Apart from the higher, this little hill here, everywhere else you have a lot of water. But so far, the corn are not doing bad. They're looking green. If there's too much water, they'll be turning yellowish. But so far, so good. You can see they're doing very well. They're doing very well, very well. Here we are also planning, or we're planting plantain. You can see plantain suckers. We're putting them here. So we're gradually filling this place up with plantain. And we're going to plant all the way up here. This is our journey through our farm today, and all the activities happening with our crop farming. We're going to do another video with a focus on the piggery, the livestock. Well, this, I think, is the most difficult part. Crop farming is actually more physical than livestock farming, as far as I can tell. Pigs are in an enclosed area. They're relatively easy to feed. So, but with crop farming, you have to keep the weeds down. You have to fertilize the land, So you need labor, you need machinery if you can afford it, and sometimes you need irrigation, especially during the dry season. So, but we keep on trying. As long as we have customers that are buying and we're making money, that's okay. So let me bow out now. That's the end of our video log today, or video blog. Don't know what it's called. So I'm so happy. Let's see. So we'll do another. The next focus will be on our piggery. So over and out.